Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, so I want to apologize for that. But to sort of make it up to you guys, I'm going to be going over 3 or 4 effects that you guys can do, and it all uses this one tool, and that is a deck stack. So for those of you who do not know what a deck stack is, it is an order of the cards so that the magician knows what cards are where, but the audience doesn't. So a stack could be considered like new deck order. That's technically a stack. Some other stacks are like the Arson Stack, the Mnemonica Stack. That's pretty common among magicians. The Stebbins Stack is another one that's pretty common among magicians. But basically it's a way to know the order of the cards. So this is my stack, and it's literally, I took a deck of cards, I shuffle them up, and then I memorize the positions of each card. So it's not just knowing the order of the cards, it's also knowing like the 7 of diamonds is the 20th card in the stack. So maybe I'll post my stack underneath, maybe I won't, but just, I like it because it's unique to me. And if I'm performing for a magician, I can show all the cards and not be worried about them thinking it's a stack, because if it's Mnemonica or Stebbins, they might recognize it. And there's no pattern. Stebbins is cyclical, so it's the same 13 cards in a row, in a row, in a row, in a row. So even the audience might be able to pick up on that. So that's kind of why I like doing what I have. It's completely unique, completely individual, and it works for me. So the first effect that you can do is, it's kind of like a deck memorization, or kind of like a knowing where all the cards are. So you have 2 decks. The stack deck goes in your back pocket. You have another identical deck, and you give it to the spectator and you have them shuffle it. So they shuffle it up, they mix it up, and when they're done they give it back to you. And then you say, I'm going to go through and name all the cards, but to make sure you know I'm not cheating, I'm going to do it behind my back. So you take the cards, you go behind your back, I think you know where it's going, you switch it, it's a deck switch, for the stacked deck. And then you can go and say, okay, 10 of spades, 7 of hearts, 2 of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, 5 of clubs, you know, and you just go through the whole deck. So that's the first effect. You can do it all from bringing it from behind your back, or you can bring out the deck maybe halfway. You don't have to do the whole deck. You can do 10 or 12 cards if you want. But that's kind of a cool little feat that spectators seem to, you know, they have no idea how you do it. And also it's nice because that deck switch, there's a reason for going behind your back. A lot of deck switches, there's like no real reason why you're going to your pockets or you're going to the card box. There's no real reason. So what I like about this one is there is a reason. You're going behind your back so that you're not cheating. But in fact, you really are cheating. So another one that's pretty simple is just knowing their card from a cut. So you have them cut the deck to any card. They take a look at it. You can have them put it back anywhere in the deck if you want. Or you can just have them leave it on top. You take the cards back. All you need is the bottom card. So the 3 of spades, I know that the card after the 3 of spades is the jack of diamonds. So that's pretty simple. But what I can do is I can turn the deck just like that in order to glimpse at that bottom card. You guys can see it. You can exaggerate it more if you need to, but it's just kind of like that. And so I can catch the 3 of spades, so I know the jack of diamonds is on top. So that's kind of cool. You can shuffle it, have them shuffle it before or after. Whenever I go to a gig, I have, you know, 3 or 4 decks that are already set up in stack, just in case I need it for anything. Another one that's pretty common is an any card at any number. A lot of people do this. There's different versions all over the place, but basically a spectator names a card. And for the sake of it, let's say it is the jack of diamonds. Well, actually, I'm going to reset the stack. So for my stack, the 10 of spades is on top, the 8 of spades is on the bottom. So I'm going to reset the stack. Let's say that they name the 10 of spades. Okay. And their number is 12. So I know it's in position 1. So I'd have to get 11 cards from the bottom to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and I can bring those up just through a cut. If you know how to do a pass, you can do a pass. I might get into some pass tutorials a little bit later, but you can search YouTube and find that, or read some magic books and find that. So you get those cards to the top, and then you can go ahead and do that. The part where it gets tricky is if they name, like, let's say they name the bottom card of the stack the 8 of spades, and their number was 10. Well, now I have to get 50 cards from the top, so it gets a little bit complicated. And so that's why some people like to do a pencil dot on the 10s. So I know my 10s. My 10s is the Queen of Spades, 7 of Diamonds, 5 of Diamonds, 5 of Hearts, 3 of Hearts. Those are my 10s. I just happen to know that. So if I need 10 cards, you know, here's the 3 of Hearts, so I look for the 5 of Hearts. Boom, so this is 12 cards because the extra 2 at the end. 52, great. Why can't it be 50? But that's fine. So I'd know if I cut to the 5 of Hearts, I have 12 cards on the top. So sometimes for the bigger numbers, like if I needed to move 30 cards, I just cut and guess and look at that bottom card and figure out how many cards I need to adjust, if that makes sense. So you can either pencil dot on the 10s or just kind of cut and guess, if that makes sense. So the last trick is, it's kind of similar to that any card at any number. It's a trick known as mnemonicosis. It's by Juan Tamariz. If you haven't checked out his book Mnemonica, that's a really good one. There's a bunch of effects with stacks. He specifically teaches the Mnemonica Stack. You don't have to use that though. You can use any stack for most of the tricks, and that's a really good book. I definitely recommend investing in it. It can be a little bit pricey, but you get some great magic in there. So I'm not going to go too much into detail. If you want more detail, check out the book. But basically, the spectator is going to name a card, and then they're going to cut the deck and then find that card. So this happens completely outside of your hands. Okay. So let's say they name, I don't know, the 5 of spades. So I know that that's the 21st card. So basically it's a game of adding and subtracting. So they're going to cut the deck. They cut it there. And then you say turn the deck over. So the Queen of Hearts. Now, the 5 of spades is 2 away from this. So I say, name a number, you know, from 1 to 3 or something like that. And they name 2. And I say, okay, take 2 cards from the bottom and put them on the top. And there's the 5 of spades. So basically, you know, you can have them spell out their name if that works. Basically, you look at that bottom card and you say, okay, how many away is their card? If it ends up right at their card, that's awesome. Like, that's really cool. But let's say it had ended up, you know, here on the King of Clubs. I say, okay, take 2 cards from the top and put them on the bottom, right? And then, you know, they can turn the deck over and take a look at that and see that it's the 5 of spades. So that one's a little bit tougher. It's a lot of adding and subtracting and knowing. You have to know your stack really well in order to do that. But those are 4 tricks, 4 things that you can try out. Memorizing a stack is very challenging, I will say that. It's not something that's super easy. But if you devote the time to it, it's pretty worthwhile. There's things with like an invisible deck that you can do that are cool. And again, Mnemonica by Juan Tamariz is a great book to find some effects in there of some stuff that you can do with the stack. So memorize it, make sure you know which card is which number. That's important too. Not just the order of the deck, but also what card is where. And so enjoy it. Go out and perform some of these tricks, try them out. The stack is kind of a replacement for, you know, a lot of different things. You can accomplish a lot of effects with the stack that you would have to use, you know, gaffs and gimmicks for, like a mark deck, in order to accomplish in a different sense. So that's why I like the stack. If you want to go out and try and memorize one of the ones that are already out there, that's something you can do. If you want to make your own, kudos to you. I think that that is so much more powerful. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you liked this video. There's going to be some more coming up soon. We're close to a contest, so if we get a couple more subscribers, I'll be giving away some decks. Some people like the studs, so maybe there'll be a studs giveaway. That'd be pretty cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you think I'm awesome. Comment below if you got something to say. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.